Hello and welcome to the space that gives you inspiration on work, on life, and how to balance both worlds. I'm at the beautiful V Gallery, the home of premium quality and lifestyle, and I'm seated in the Clipset, a brand of Titre Italia. What a beautiful way to start November. We still continue our conversation on balance in the work-life balance equation. Today, we're talking habits. What exactly is a habit? A habit is a recurrent, often unconscious pattern of behavior that has been acquired through frequent repetition. It could be things as small as, like myself, biting my nails, or smacking my lips, or biting the side of your lip, or even twirling your hair, especially when you're doing something like another activity and then this habit comes out unconsciously. Or it could be bigger habits like texting while you drive or using a particular route even when you're going somewhere else. Oh, I'm guilty of that one. Or even just buying the same brand of something even when you're looking for a different brand. You know, have you ever gone to shop, you're looking for toothpaste, and you always buy, I won't advertise for them, but you get what I mean. So as we start the new year, 2022, I know you've heard this over and over again. It's time to develop new habits. But what kind of habits are you going to develop for 2022? I always think of habits as three types, and I'd like to introduce you to how I see habits. What are the three types? There's the micro habits, there are the mid-term habits, and then there's the long-term habits. And how do I classify them? The micro habits are the ones which, in my opinion, are really quick to do or really quick to adapt and will make a significant change really quickly. And then the medium term, they're not so easy to do. They might not give you a quick result as quickly as possible, but they will in the medium term. And then the long-term habits are the ones which take a longer time to adopt, and their results often do take a while, but ultimately, good habits are a good thing to have. So let's start with those little micro habits that I think that you and I should work on in developing for 2022. The first one, and for me this absolutely changed my life. It was to get my calendar app from deep within inside all the apps that are in my phone and to bring it forward, so that every time I make a promise to someone to say, I'll call you tomorrow, let's meet up next week, let's talk in a few minutes, immediately I say something like that, I immediately schedule it into my calendar. That, I think, is one of the easiest habits to get. Or if it's not, the calendar, maybe a notes app, bring it closer so that every time you make a promise to someone, you immediately can make that change on your phone, and that will ensure that you do what you've said that you are going to do. The reason as to why I like my calendar app is it also has a reminder 10 minutes before. So if I say I'll meet you next week, I'll immediately calendar it, and I know that I will get a reminder to get that done. A second one that I think that you can take on that absolutely helped me is breathing deeply. Breathing deeply for me does two things. One, it helps me be in the moment. It helps me enjoy the moment as it is, to know that I breathe, to know that I'm human. I can't underestimate the importance of remembering that you're human. Just breathing in, that the process of being a human is actually working for you. I think that's an absolute good habit that you want to take. But also, more importantly for me, breathing in helps me relax. The truth is, I'm hyperactive, I'm always thinking, I always have ideas, my mind is always on a race. What does breathing deeply do for me? It helps me calm down. That's a habit I think you can adopt. The third, and probably the hardest for us who absolutely love talking, is listening. I love to talk. I love to share my ideas. I like to give an opinion. I like using my voice box. But I think one of the habits that I'm really going to work on, that I've already been working on during this year, is listening. Just listening to people, because I know as much as I love to speak, other people also like to talk. So can I listen? And I remember the Bible is the one that made me say I want to learn this habit, to adopt this habit. And the scriptures say that even a fool who's quiet will always be thought wise. Let me say that again. Even a fool who is quiet will always be thought wise. So if you're already wise and you're quiet and listening, guess how much wiser you come off? Here is to a wise 2022 Manuela. The other habit that I think we need to adopt for 2022 is to learn to say no. Not every opportunity is yours. Not every opportunity will be good for you. It's okay to say no. You're not a rubbish bin. You're not a toilet that just receives. Come on. So here's something that I learned from a book. The book is titled Hell Yes or Hell No. But I should change that to Heaven Yes and Hell No. The thought behind that book is only say yes to things that are an absolute yes for you. Like immediately you hear the idea, immediately you hear the request, immediately you hear the opportunity, and you feel like heaven, yes, I want to do that, say yes to that. But those that come and you're feeling like no, say no. And to those for which you're like, I don't know, that's a no. Only say yes to things to which you feel are heaven. Yes, I want to do that. So for 2022, maybe that's something you want to think about. Saying no and only saying yes for those that you absolutely want to do. Another habit that I think we need to come up with is to look at the silver lining. Every situation that we go through, and if anything that we've learned from COVID, is to look at the silver lining. What is it that can be seen as positive in this entire situation? Yes, so you've hurt your toe, right? While you were walking. Where is a silver lining there? Now for me, honestly, this one, I'm speaking to you, but also, more importantly, speaking to myself. Seeing the silver lining in every situation. Maybe try for a gratitude journal. What are things you're grateful for every day? I started mine, and maybe I'll share a few things that I have been really grateful for this entire year. I learned it from my big sister, Jackie Asimwe. She has a gratefulness jar where every day she writes something she's been grateful for on a sticky note, folds it up with the date and puts it inside her gratefulness jar. And then every year she takes the time to pull them out, and just with so much gratitude, look at the different things that she's grateful for through the year. And that is something even I am planning to do. I plan to open my gratefulness jar on my birthday, 18th December. Yeah, I'll be turning 36. Presents are welcome, so please come into V Gallery. Look at something that you feel that I deserve. Buy it for me. I'm ready to receive. Are we good? Yeah. But here's another habit that I think we need to adopt. Preparing your clothes early and in sets. I can't overestimate this one. This I do. All my clothes, when I've ironed them, I immediately put them in sets and put them in my wardrobe. I don't do, especially for those that I'm going to wear for the week, but I'm thinking that maybe this year I might prepare all my clothes in sets. No shirts, no trousers, no skirts alone, no. I'm probably this year in 2022 going to adopt the habit of storing my clothes in sets, so that every time I pull out a hanger, there's 2 clothes, or the full set of what I need to wear. Let's try it out and tell me what you think about it by March 2022. Another habit that I think that we need to come up with is quiet time, developing quiet time. Here's the thing, our brains are made to develop and come up with new ideas, not to hold on to ideas. So if you're not writing what's inside your brain, that means you are reducing the efficiency of your brain. You need to, right now, start to develop the habit of offloading the things that are in your brain. Your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, anything that you think about that is in your brain, remember to empty your brain, especially at the end of the day. This has worked for me, and that's why I've developed a brain dump notebook for you that you can actually purchase via the link below. It's a notebook that just allows you to write your thoughts, your dreams, anything that might be inside your mind, so that you can empty your brain of all of those thoughts and leave your brain for what it's supposed to do, to develop new ideas all the time. Now, the way this book works is many times you'll think that your dreams should be things that you should start working on and actioning right now. Absolutely not. Just write them as dreams. Find out the things that are inside your brain. Are they dreams? Are they ideas? Are they thoughts? Make sure you're able to kind of categorize your thoughts, so you're not always in a rush and your brain is not always working. Here is another one, my final micro habit that I think you need to develop. Spend time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. I know we've heard love yourself, arty, self-love, arty, all of those things, but how come you don't spend time with yourself? How are you expecting other people to spend time with you, yet you can't spend time with yourself? Think about the things that you're thinking. Talk to yourself. You should see me having conversations with myself. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what, Manuela, you're a bit much, eh? Maybe you need to work on this and you need to reduce, because unkoya, that's a Luganda word that means I'm tired, like I'm exhausted by you, Manuela. Being able to speak to yourself. And for those of us that are spiritual, you know that at that point, you're tapping into your soul and most probably will be able to work in your spirit. So that process, for some people it might be uncomfortable, but I absolutely love it. I usually do it when I'm in the mirror and I speak to Manuela Mulondo. And I kind of just arrange her, because sometimes she can be something else, I promise. I tell you. But let's talk really quickly now about the medium-term ones and the long-term ones. Now, these ones I'll rush through because guess what? They might not give you an immediate change, but also you've probably heard about them a lot. First, doing your doctor checks, health checks. That's a habit that you need to get used to. If you're in the hospital with your child, instead of waiting, develop the habit of also checking yourself. You just have no idea what might be going on inside of your body. Another habit is meditation. Taking the time to think, especially for me that has worked when I'm thinking about scripture. I think when the scriptures say that the word is living, it is actually living. So when I meditate on the word, absolute change of my life. Another habit that I think that you need to develop is self-care. Practice the habit of caring for yourself, for you, because you deserve it. I don't know what's happening in your life. I don't know how well you think you've done, but I promise you, as long as you live in Uganda, this is what I think, as long as somebody lives in Uganda, or in Africa for that matter, wherever you are at, I promise you, no matter where you would ever be dropped in this world, you'd make it. As long as you're a citizen of Uganda, a citizen of Africa, I promise you, no matter what continent, what country you're put in, you will thrive. So honey, just by virtue of the fact that you're in this country and in this continent, do some self-care. Brush your teeth, shower, use a beautiful perfume, buy V Gallery furniture. Honestly, why? Why not? I'm seated on feathers. Guys, I promise. Do some self-care. Love on you. Another habit that I think you need to develop that's in addition, kind of like related to self-care, is family time. Develop something that you as a family absolutely enjoy doing. For my family, we've watched movies every Friday night for the past 10 years. And for the past 5 years, we've watched a couple movie every Saturday night. This year, we want to add game night. So find something that your family can enjoy doing. Another thing that we love doing as a family tradition, which is a habit that I think you should get, is every Sunday we eat a sumptuous meal as a family. Another habit that I think we need to develop for 2022 is taking notes. I know many times for most of us, we think we know what we are hearing, but I promise you, it helps to take notes and to go back and read those notes. So are you reading a book? Are you taking a course? Are you listening to this video? Get a notebook, write what you're learning so that a few months from now, you can come back and tick off all of those things that you have learned, that you've actually been able to apply in your life. That's the importance of taking notes, that the things that you take notes of, you're most probably going to be able to apply in your life. Another habit that I think we need to develop is to practice and indulge in our hobbies. Do you love swimming, playing basketball, doing makeup? Whatever your hobby is. Now, I think this year, I'm speaking to myself. I've not been indulging in my hobbies. And now this year, that's something that I'm planning to develop. Another is to declutter. Develop the habit of decluttering. You don't always need everything that you have. Somebody else would make more use of it. Look at your wardrobe, look at your cupboards, look at everywhere in your home. Develop the habit of taking out the stuff that you don't use. I usually say, if I don't remember that thing is where it is, then I definitely don't need it. So I find a random key, instead of keeping it, I'm like, if I can't remember the use of this key, or can't even remember why I kept it, then I really, honestly don't need it. Only keep things that are sentimental. Personally, the only thing that I have hoarded is my wedding gown, because I plan to, in February, wear it. 10 years down the road, what's it been like? And after I'm done with that, that gown is going. Unless I develop a need to do it again 25 years from now. I don't know, but only keep what's sentimental and truly, truly sentimental. Every time we do decluttering, we divide our declutter into a few things. 1, for donation. 2, for throwing away. 3, for repair. So establish what inside your home, or for delayed use. So sometimes shoes are too big for the kids, so you kind of delay, but you've decluttered, okay? So when we are done decluttering, is it delayed use? Is it for giving away or donation? Is it for repair? Is it for sale? Sometimes we do sell some of our stuff. So try some of those divisions every time you declutter. Lastly, this one I'm speaking to myself, I want to develop the habit of switching off my phone before it loses battery, because that's the only time I switch off my phone. So I would really honestly like to develop a habit of switching off my phone. I already developed removing notifications. If you haven't, try it. It's absolutely amazing. When I removed the notifications from my phone, it meant I went into my phone to look for what I wanted. The phone did not control me. But now, let's talk about the long-term habits. Now, these ones you've heard already. They take longer to develop and even longer to see results. You've heard them already, so I'm going to quickly go through them. Things like exercising. That's a habit we need to develop for life. If you're thinking of only exercising to lose weight, girl, welcome to the club. We're doing this for life. Or another habit is eating healthy. Another one, that's for life. So don't rush it. It's not a habit you can develop medium term or short term. That's a long term one, eating healthy. Or 3, staying hydrated. Honestly, that's not something you learn and do easily, right? And yet it's going to take such a long time. So being hydrated, drinking those 8 glasses of water, honey, trust me, that's a long-term habit. So don't beat yourself up just because it's not acting real quick or medium term for that matter. Another is sleeping. Sleeping early, waking up early, that is a long-term habit. So also this one, don't beat yourself up. It's okay. It takes a while. Its results take a while. So, honey, be kind to yourself. This is something you're going to have to learn and to continue to do for the rest of your life. Reading daily. This one, I'm speaking to myself. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. But again, I know it's a habit that will take a while and I respect time. So yes, let's read for 2020. Let's start the process of developing the habit of reading every day in 2022. Another habit is investing in experiences versus objects. Yeah, also that one, I'm speaking to myself. I want to now, in 2022, start the process of investing in objects that help me invest in experiences. So if I'm going to buy a really nice dress, I want to buy that really nice dress because I'm going away with my girls for an experience. Does that make sense? So until I get to a time when I will be able to invest purely on experiences, because memories last way longer than any object ever will. Another is to be organized. Every time I see people tell me how organized I am, I tell them it's taken a while to develop. So, hey, be kind to yourself. That's another long-term habit. Lastly, planning. We just came back from the annual personal planning getaway, and trust me, it takes a while to learn to plan. And that's something that we have to do all of our lives. So, hey, it's okay. It's okay. Another habit that we might want to develop is to be active. And I don't mean work out. I just mean stand up more, sit up straight, you know, those things that help our bodies so we can live for long, you know, those things. That's a habit that I myself want to develop this year. Another habit that I think we need to develop is to manage our money. Do we save? Do we invest? Because to be wealthy starts now. That habit, in line with the habit of planning, which is our final one, we just came back from the annual personal planning getaway. Look at all my socials to see what we did during this period. But if you're planning and managing your money, I would like to make a proposition to you. Look at how you can manage your money and plan for how to spend it, because there are certain places for which it takes the habit of planning and managing money for you to have all of the things that you wish and you dream for and work hard for. And that takes me to where we are right now. V Gallery, the home of premium quality and lifestyle.
This is the Clip Sofa set by D3 Italia. It is a fresh, modern, simple and refined sofa with elegant lines and a minimal shape. Its soft lines add a structural appeal to any space while preserving its clean-cut, balanced and timeless features. The Clip Sofa set is cozy, trendy, comfortable and functional. It is upholstered in fabric and comes in 1, 2 or 3 seats. This Ani round coffee table by D3 Italia is made with Imperadoro marble and a wood base. The shades of dark and light brown vary according to where in Spain the block has been extracted and how it was cut, and that is why no coffee table from this range can ever be the same as another. The grain of material is fine and irregular, featuring light veining that is characteristic of the material as it occurs in nature. With this coffee table, you can be reassured that each table is one of its kind. These forest green centerpieces are Ionico from Caligaris. Ionico is made up of ceramic vases in different sizes with a matte lacquered finish on the outside and a glossy one on the inside. These Ionico vases evoke the beautiful capitals on Greek temples. They are chunks of classical architecture turned into everyday objects. For these and more, visit V Gallery on 6th Street Industrial Area at Vindax Plaza.
Until next time, I can't wait to see you. Bye-bye.